This is that one song that you heard so many times, and every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song. But then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry. Yeah. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know. Yeah. Whoa. East Coast with that gang, gang. You know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast go ahead, stand up, put that glass and hands up. Gang, 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 we famed up. Got that change, we bagged up. Crew love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm wheezy, yeah. Rap game just too easy, drip so sick I'm queasy, whoa. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Our time to shine, wifey is fine. I'm doing fine, glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed there fast. I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you are all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. It's been a while since I dropped this shit. Swole fam, y'all better run this up. KD, let's go. Yeah. Aye, East Coast with that gang, gang, West Coast with that gang, gang, Global with that gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with that gang, gang, West Coast with that gang, gang, Global with that gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with that gang, gang, West Coast with that gang, gang, Global with that gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with that gang, gang, West Coast with that gang, gang, Global with that gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. I'm blessed, I never said I didn't struggle. I finesse, I never said I didn't hustle. These niggas talk so loud, the way I move is subtle. I'm the ocean, but these niggas just a puddle. Ay, oh, I swear I'm delusional. These niggas, they using me. They want my energy, ain't nothing new, this is usual. These figures confusing me. What's gotten into me? They say I'm using their cubicles. Clipping KD like some cuticles. None of this shit is excusable. Don't need a muse when I'm musical. Ay, whoa, I'm tired of saying for truth when nobody's doing it. Yeah. They are controlling the youth. Agenda of fusing them, nigga, we losing them. Matter of fact, we just abusing them, that's a fact. We try to roll with a ballad act. Fucking low key with the Tesseract. They throwing smoke when they got it. Get the fuck up out your little bubble. They wanna ask how much it costs, I said it double. Gorilla beard, these niggas only rockin' stubble. The realest nigga make these bitches start to stumble. Aye, East Coast with that gang, gang, West Coast with that gang, gang, Global with that gang, gang, You know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang, gang, West Coast with that gang, gang, Global with that gang, gang, You know we don't play gangs, East Coast with that gang, gang, West Coast with that gang, gang, Global with that gang, gang, You know we don't play gangs, East Coast with that gang, gang, West Coast with that gang, gang, Global with that gang, gang, You know we don't play gangs.
Yeah. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's poppin'. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just don't let they satin. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. I see you looking, I see you watching. Wasn't too long ago, we was just talking. I'm sorry you hate me now, and I don't mean that I'm sorry for me. I'm just sorry for you, cause you won't get to see what a hot king can do when he's given the chance to become what he knew he could. Now my shit's popping, oh, and I'm shocking. I'm just from Buffalo, I shouldn't make it. Was right by my auntie, but that woman hated me. Good at pretending for everyone faking it. Now I'm awake and I see why they made the choice to kick me out just as soon as I made the choice. Now I'm a king, yeah, that's the thing. Happens a lot. Fatherless kids, yeah, we come by the lot. Changing shit whether you like it or not. He would come like it or not. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's popping. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just don't let they satin. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. Fuck the whole industry, music and media. Started my own shit, I don't think they feeling me. I just don't get it, so fuck it. I'm done with all this luck shit. Y'all think y'all scaring me, so I address it. But now all your niggas is running. All of your mouths is just running. No talent, but your shit is funded. Now all y'all think y'all real funny. Clown flexing with that fake money. Can't buy shit without real shit, so you rent shit cause you real dummy. Just invest in mine like a broker. New money coming soon. Your last post got like 50,000, but you can't fill the fucking room. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's popping. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just don't let they satin. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Go to the fucking gym.
How shall we fuck off, oh Lord?
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
What's going on, Beaches, Booshes, Busters, Hustlers, and Yo-Hoes? It's your boy Papa Swole back for another episode, and today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you as powered, is sponsored by Everson K2, flexing on all you Beaches. Jumping right into today's episode, thank you so much for being here. We got our first review today from the merch site. I want to shout out Eric, which dropped us a nice review on the Seven Pillars flag. A little blurry at the bottom there, but it's blown up. Eric says, amazing 10,000 out of 10, would buy again, but don't have to because of the extreme high quality of the product. Thank you so much, Eric, for that awesome review. I love the flag myself. This is actually an older design. That's a little bit different than the one that you received. You actually got a nicer one. This is like one of the first ones we ever did. But the Seven Pillars flag is a great one. Highly recommend that you grab one, put it on your wall, put it in your gym, put it somewhere, fly it high in your front yard, and follow it every day. You can download your free copy of the Seven Pillars over at swolenormousx.com if you are unfamiliar, but most of you are, and a bunch of you have this one already. So amazing 10,000 out of 10. 10,000 out of 10. No puppers here today, but we have SFGs in the house. Drop in the comments down below, hashtag SFGs for a chance to win today's Swole card. Drop that in the chat, and we'll give it away to one lucky beesh babe. Just an inch, just an inch. It's cold outside. All right, we got a couple Swole fan posts. Let's jump into this one from Leslie. Decided to start sprinkling in some cardio. Ranger and I did a dark and early 5K this morning. I'm slower than I used to be, but I never stopped moving. Look at that, poppers. Early for Leslie is like 1:30. It's like 1:30 in the morning. Victor says, new merch came in for me and loving it. More to come to add to collection. Excellent.
I give it a 10.
Very nice.
A 10. A fucking 10.
Very nice. The classic. This is the champion of merch madness. Very nice. And like I mentioned, go to the fucking gym 1, and we'll be announcing the Swole fam members that placed first and second and such in the near future. Let's get into a couple emails. Don't skip this part of training. That was a good email. Get on the email list over at makeemailswoleagain.com and make sure you respond. That way we can feature you on the show. John says, I just finished a 30 challenge. 30-day challenge? 30 challenge, whatever that is. Went to gym every day during challenge, eating healthier protein and veggies, broccoli, green beans, asparagus, salad, no sugar as much as possible. Eating organic fruits. Well, that's a ton of sugar. So sugar is not the one thing that's bad for you. You get a lot of sugar in fruit. So you're eating a lot of sugar. You mean maybe added sugar, but there's a lot of sugar in fruit. Organic fruits, bananas, Fuji apples. Also taking supplements. Dropped 5 pounds, 20 more to go. To your question on rest days, I still stay active. That spring is here doing yard work. Love your videos. Keep killing it, John. Why, thank you, my guy. Good for you. Good for you. A little heavy on the vegetables, in my opinion, but good for you. You're eating better. Sver. Good name. Dear Papa Swole, I've made big progress this year. I have recovered from a knee injury and training legs again. I am eating cleaner than ever. I have hit my goal for strength, which was 2 reps on 2 times my body weight on bench. Good for you. I go to the gym 5 to 8 times every week. That's not the number that I was expecting. 5 to 8 times. Good gracious. Good gracious. What's your program? No recovery days in there at all? Yeah, go to the fucking gym. Yeah, you want to go to the fucking gym every day, but that's a little hyperbolic. You know, the go to the fucking gym is hyperbolic. You need recovery. So that's a lot. That's a lot. I don't even know. 5 is like a limit. 5 is a limit. You don't need more than that. Go for a walk, but intense training, remember, going to the gym, you don't necessarily have to be doing intense strength training. So you can go to the gym and walk on a treadmill. So when people say they go to the gym, it also matters what they're doing. So maybe it's literally, but maybe it's not the intense training. So if you're training intensely 8 times a week or 6 times a week or 7, you will burn out. You will have to take like exceptional amounts of time off. That's why people, I have to take 3 months off. If you programmed like garbage and you burnt the shit out of yourself, yeah, you're going to need to take extended periods off, but you don't need that with proper programming. So a heads up, that's waiting for you if you're trying to train that often intensely. So be mindful of program design and proper periodization. That way you don't destroy yourself. Okay, we have some rate. We actually do have some Rate My Meal today. This is what we were supposed to do yesterday, but it didn't sync up properly. So let's see what we got on the plates. Bernadette Rodriguez. We got some, a lot of salad, chicken, avocado. Okay. All right. Not a salad, not a real salad fan. Overrated for sure. But make sure you focus more on protein, in my opinion. Not enough protein in that dish. Gregory Longacre. Ooh, I'm late seeing this, but here it is. Mac and cheese. That looks like pork, I would assume. Some green beans. Appreciate the picture. Not my preference for a plate. I like bacon. I like quality pork as bacon. I'm not a big pork fan otherwise than that. But all right. Pasta's questionable. Even if we do, we've Mama Swole recently tried. She got some imported from Italy pasta. It's supposed to be better and stuff like that. My gut felt like a balloon. Just did not feel good. It was like it was right away. Yeah. So I can pass on the mac and cheese. That's, don't need that. Doesn't help. We can get some other good carbs in there too. Green beans. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of green beans either, but making your own food, it's a good start. See a can of something. Is that a soda? Is that a soda in the background? All right, Greg. Appreciate the picture. Heather Toth. We got steak. Is that onions? Is that mushrooms? Can't tell. Maybe a little bit. Green stuff. People love the green. People love green stuff on their plates. It's always interesting. It's like it has to be there, right? You have to have some sort of vegetable. It's like a leftover from another age. Like it has to be there. Otherwise you didn't get everything. You got to get the green thing on the plate. And I'm not saying it's automatically bad. I'm not saying that some of you can't digest it. I'm just saying it's interesting. It's this idea that there has to be this balance of color. If you put brown, you have to have green next to it or something. It's always interesting to see what's on people's plate. It's a very standard thing. Interesting. We got some shrimp steak. I'm okay with it. Paper plate. Boo. What's with the paper plates? You're making a masterpiece, right? You're making your fuel. Why would you put it on a paper plate? Get yourself a real plate. You're at home. Get a plate. This looks like a real plate. It looks like a real plate, but it looks like, we've seen this before. We got old pictures. We've done this before, so I'm going to skip it. That's an old one. Let's see. We did that. I feel like we did this one too. Maybe not. We got more questionable pasta and sauces and toppings and seeds or whatever's on that. Marco Hidalgo. We got shrimp. Okay. Are those scallops too? Whatever. The shrimp and the pasta. All right. It's okay. There's really, it's not the best. Shrimp isn't the greatest. You get some iodine and stuff in there, right? Not the greatest source of quality protein, but it's an option. A lot of paper plates, though. This looks like it's not a paper plate. I'm more upset about the plates than some of the foods, oftentimes. What the fox? I like that. And you go to the fucking gym. So what is that? Meatball? Them's meatballs? What's on this plate? I'm trying to discern from the plate to the food. Are those meatballs? I'm assuming potatoes, coleslaw, and dare I say, mashed beets or something. What's that red thing?
What the fuck is that?
Are those beets? Those beets? We got some meat and taters. Okay. Just going to leave that there. Are those beets? What's on that plate? You guys like beets? Any beet fans out there? Most people are like, beets in the house? I'm assuming. What else is red like that? What else is red like that? What else is red like a beet? All right. Rate my meal is beat. I'm over it. I'm overrating meals. All right. Let's see the first one. No, everyone's like gross. Beets, no. Doesn't like beet extract, didn't they put that in a lot of products, or do they still do? Isn't that supposed to be good for endurance training, right? Beet extract. I remember seeing that in certain supplements or pre-workouts. They still put beets in it. I don't know if they put beet extract. I feel like I've seen that on a lot of supplements. I don't look at a lot of supplement labels now, but they love beets in there, don't they? So maybe there's some benefits, but of course you're getting concentrated extract versus eating them. I'm not sure how much you have to eat to get the amount in an extract or whatever. Yeah, they stain everything, right? It's supposedly good for endurance, but yeah, well, how many people are actually doing endurance training? So if you're doing endurance training, fine, eat all your beets, but aside from that, but good for you. Good for you. If that's your bag, good for you. Jamie, best brand of creatine. I dare say, I don't know if there's a best brand of anything except merch. Papaswolio.com. Get one, buy one, get one, 50% off. Papaswolio.com. Get some merch. Got the brand new Hamilton. Got flags. We got tapestries. We got a lot of tapestries over there.
This is a castle, isn't
at
it?
papaswolio.com, by the way.
Tapestries.
We have many tapestries.
What a plug. What a plug. Generally, I would opt for something like Creapure. I don't think any creatine is made in the United States. I think that's a clean brand, but it's Creapure. I think it's made in Germany, but that's what a lot of top brands would use as far as I'm aware. I think the kind that I have is called Muscle Feast. I've been using some of their products off and on for like 25, 26 years, but they have a good creatine, and it's, repackaged Creapure. So I don't have any issues with that, but that's why I would recommend. So usually the name of the creatine doesn't really matter so much as like what creatine is in it, because any of these companies are not making their own, really. Whether you say K or any brand, they're sourcing it from somewhere, and usually it's from China or a different country, and then the quality can be questionable, or the digestibility. So most of these companies, all they do is they send them to like, there's a few places, or there's a bunch of places that will mix products, right? They tell them what they want in them. They mix it, right? They label it, they ship it out, and then they say, hey, it's our creatine. It's sourced from somewhere else. They're not making it themselves. So creatine, micronized creatine, monohydrate. You don't need the fancy stuff. Don't spend more money on stuff that doesn't work any better. So, but that's my recommendation. Jeremiah, Papa Swole, what's the best way to do a cut? I want to keep my protein up. I want to drop the body fat. What is keeping your protein up? Like, you want to keep your protein up? You need to keep your protein up. So you need to eat enough protein if you want to cut, because bottom line, you want to minimize body fat. So you need to maintain muscle mass. So you need enough protein, fat, and carbs, for your body function, for your performance. So maintain your strength. You need to focus on your strength training and make sure that you're maintaining or increasing your strength. So that's going to be the best way for you to maintain your muscle mass. And then keep your calories around a maintenance and adjust your carbohydrates and your fat intake to adjust for the calories. Remember, you can cut your fat down a little bit if you want to obsess with the macros, but first off, understand what you're currently doing and focus on your performance, focus on your strength and your strength improvements and your protein. That way you're maintaining the muscle mass. Do not do any drastic cuts. Do not drop your calories tremendously. Do not try to do 1,000 calories a day and try to drop weight very quickly. You will sacrifice muscle mass, especially if you're 39 years old and you're doing things naturally. You need to make sure that you are doing this gradually over time. And you don't need a surplus or a deficit, really. When I say this, you don't need that in the sense to, I need to eat in a bulk to gain. I need to eat in a crazy deficit to lose. What you need is your body to take more from resources that you're storing on yourself, your fat stores, than adding to them. So you need to make sure that you're minimizing excess as you are focusing on building muscle. So whether you're doing a cut or you are trying to get bigger, you're always trying to get bigger. You're always trying to build muscle. So it might not mean getting bigger on the scale, but you're always going to try to be building and maintaining the muscle mass. That way, when you trim down body fat at rest and over longer periods of time, you're maintaining the muscle mass and you get leaner. Okay. So increase your expenditure, go on walks, right? Add in some shorter time frame, but interval, high intensity cardiovascular training. keep up on your strength training. If you're cutting your calories a little bit, make sure that you adjust your recovery and your training and your volume to account for that, so you're not, crashing out. So some ideas there. And of course, quality matters. Creatine monohydrate is totally great. You don't need hydrochloride or HCl. You don't need any of those fancy creatines. I've never seen any evidence that they do anything better or absorb better or do anything better or different than monohydrate, aside from charge you more. V-Shop, Papa Sloy, what's the best thing to eat immediately after what, dog? What's the best thing to eat immediately after a 100-kilometer run to speed up recovery? I really hope that that's a typo. You ran 40 miles? What's 100 kilometers in miles? Right? A 10K is like 6.1. So what is that? 60 miles? What's the best thing to eat? Everything? Do you mean 10-kilometer run? Who the fuck's running 60 miles, my guy? You ran 3 marathons? And what the fuck is a kilometer? I don't even know what the hell you're talking about, dude.
Fuck yeah!
I ran 100 clicks. Sounds like an ultra yeah. What's the best thing to eat? I'll tell you something. If you are running 100 kilometers, you're fine, right? You don't need my advice, okay? If you're able to run 100 kilometers, what advice do you need from me? Whatever you're doing that allowed you to do that period, you don't need my what should I be eating? Whatever you've been doing to be able to do that, you already got it. Because you didn't just get up and run 100 kilometers. You've been training for a while. So I'm assuming you meant to say 10, but I would say eat a meal. You're hungry. You need some simple carbs. You need easily digestible right after a workout. This is why people that do endurance training do a lot of carb gels, or they'll do juices, or they'll do diluted mixes, because if it's too heavy, you're going to feel sick. It'll take your body a while to get back into parasympathetic state. So I would have something easily digestible. If you're doing long distance endurance, you should be consuming some simple carbs during your racing too, for endurance training. That's very effective. That's why they have carb gels and all those things like that. So I'm assuming you're doing 10K and that was a typo, but if you are doing 100 kilometers, I don't know what opinions you need of mine, because the fact that you did that period, obviously you've been training and recovering just fine to be able to do that. Good Lord. I guess people do that. People definitely do that, which is crazy. It's insane. Elise Parsley, cool name. I have 3 small children. Well, congratulations. And sometimes I can't make it to the gym. Understandable. How can I make at-home workouts as effective as a gym workout, or at least as close to as effective? So that last part is exactly where I was going to take it. So home workouts as effective, it's really hard to measure that. So, is it ever going to be as effective? No, unless you have the same equipment and the same intensity. So it's up to you to make it as effective. And that just means proximity to failure for what you're trying to do. So if let's say you go to the gym and you do hack squat, you do a Smith machine, and you're doing some glute machine, you're doing all these things, and you don't have any equipment at home, then you're not going to have, right? You're objectively, if you don't have the same equipment at home, you're not going to have as effective as a workout, because you can't load the muscles in the same way because you don't have access to the machines at home, and most people don't, right? Even it's just most people, you're only gonna be able to match what you have access to match. So what you're saying, as close to as effective, what are you doing at the gym? So I don't know what you're doing at the gym, right? So I don't know what you're doing at the gym. So I can't really tell you in particular, because there's a lot of exercise and things that the human body can do. You can jump up and down 500 times, right? You could do burpees. You could do pull-ups if you have a pull-up bar. You can go outside and jump around. You can sprint. You can do walking lunges. You could do all these things at home, but do you have the overload that's going to give your muscles a similar stress that you would find at a gym? If you do the same thing at a gym and you go and you do pull-ups and push-ups at the gym, yeah, you could do the same thing at home, right? If you have the same tools and you train just as hard. Because let's say I have a Smith machine and the gym has a Smith machine. I'm just using this as an example. And I train really hard at the gym, but then at home with my Smith machine, I kind of go half-ass. I don't have good intensity. Then even by having the same equipment, you're not making it as effective as the gym. And some people just really love the gym environment. And I've liked gyms in my life too. I also now like training at home, which is even better because I don't have to worry about anyone and I can have the same intensity and I just like it. So it's preference too. So it's up to you to make it as effective, but it's going to be different or limited based on your equipment in order to make it as literally as effective. Because what you're talking about is stimulus. You want the same stimulus or as close to the same stimulus as the gym. And if you don't have the same tools, if you have thousands of pounds at the gym, but you have 20-pound dumbbells at home, you're going to have to do certain exercises and you're going to be limited with maybe the kind of overload to match that programming. So, well, good for you. First off, having a wonderful family. I see that picture in the corner. That's great. Good for you. And I also say, if you have, this is a good opportunity or a good time to maybe discuss with your husband having, getting a home gym. Because yeah, if you're working or he's working, you're both working, kids are sick or one's home and both are in school, there's different situations where you might not be able to stick to your normal routine, but having a squat rack, something generic, like there's certain pieces of equipment that if you have just that piece with you have a squat rack with a barbell and some weights and maybe a set of adjustable dumbbells and a bench. Like you could do pretty much everything. You get a cheap pulley on Amazon for $20 and you can have a rope and do push downs and curls. You can build out a home gym for not that much. Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, even Amazon, like you can piece things together. And that can give you a lot of the tools that will give you that versatility that one, your kids will watch you when you're training, or if you have a kid that's homesick and you have to watch them, they could be over there on the couch. You can take care of them and actually split time or this, that, and the other. So I really think that if you have the space and you enjoy training, even if you go to a gym, it's always good to have something at home because even if you love training at the gym, I hate training at home, this, that, and the other, sometimes you have a snowstorm. Or maybe the gym, like you guys know this, you live in a small town and then your gym has, I'm sure you guys have stories. You have a small town where you have like one gym and then a water main leaks, and it breaks. Like let's say the pipes froze in the winter and then the gym is flooded and then the gym has to close for a week because they have mold and they have to do remediation and then they have to pull up all the flooring and replace equipment because it got fucking destroyed and it stinks and it's gross and it's a biohazard, whatever, and then your gym's closed and like, oh, I can't train. That sucks. But if you have something at home, you can keep it going in the meantime. Not everyone has multiple gyms in their town. You live in a city, it's different. Some of you like multiple gym memberships, but it's always nice to have something at home where you can stay consistent and it doesn't throw you off completely. You might just have to pivot short term. But I think it's also great for your kids to see you lifting because, if they're young, you have 3 small children. They're obviously young and small. They can't go to the gym with you, or the gym doesn't necessarily have a daycare. Not all gyms have daycares, or not all gyms have daycares that you'd like to leave your child with. It's, especially nowadays, most people are like, I understand it. Sometimes you're like, I got to do what I got to do. That's fine. And you might have a great place and it's awesome and your kids love it. But sometimes, you can't control what other kids are there. And sometimes your kid might not like it because there's someone else that sucks or they smell or who knows? Depends on how small the kids are, but there's a lot of pros and cons to any of that stuff, right? And some kids love it. Like I've seen gyms where they have a lot of the childcare area. There's toys and tons of stuff. And it's like, man, the kids love to go there. There's like little gym equipment for fun, little stuff that kids can use. There's like kids equipment, right? They have gyms and machines that are made for kids to like fuck around with. They can't get hurt with. Anyway, different ideas because a lot of you have multiple kids and you still get it done. But home gyms, and then some people are going to have the feeling in the sense that, hey, if I have these, kids at home, I can't focus at home because it's a distraction. And I will say it is like you're at home. There's the tendency, if you don't actually have the discipline for it, there's the tendency to get pulled away or to do something else, or like something happens and you have to pause the workout for a second, but it also gives you flexibility. Whereas without that, you wouldn't have any chance to do it. So I think there's always options. And I will say one other thing about this, this is something that you need to discuss with your husband. And I'm sure you have, or you will, or you're going to. This could have just been a small aside because of, a question prompt popped up on Facebook. So it's not that they don't have this discussion. So I don't want to assume that it's not. But Takes two, right? Maybe you're not training during the day. Your husband's at work. He comes home. You have dinner ready, this and the other. And then you go train in the evening and he watches the kids and they watch a movie or this and mommy's training right now. Or in the morning and you get up super early. It's just priorities. So something like that, where you have a home gym or you have something where you can have half an hour. And just think about it. If you go to the gym, you have to get ready, you have to drive, it might take you 15, 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes on the way back. That's 40 minutes, let's say an hour, traffic. You're a little bit late, this and the other. So it saves you an hour when you can wake up and go to it. Maybe you wake up and you have your water and this ready. You go right out into the garage, right? You go right out there and you get on the treadmill. Before you think, you start walking on the treadmill. And you guys know this. That's a great way to get going. Because sometimes in the morning, you're like, oh, before you think, just start moving. If you have a treadmill or a stepper, and then the blood starts flowing, you kind of wake up and then you're sweating a little bit and then, all right, you're into it. And just have something ready to go. Prepare yourself. Just some thoughts. Yeah, Pam says 3 kids is a lot to get ready also. Sure. And if you're a family where you're not both no one stays at home or anything, and you have 3 kids, okay, you got to get up and then you have to get them ready and they're getting on the bus or they're doing whatever. And then you're trying to eat. Yeah. So let's see some response. I know a lot of the Swole fam is into the home gym. And of course now, I always say have a home gym because I like that. My home gym is just more advanced because I have commercial equipment, but there's no reason why you all can't do that too. You can always find a commercial grade Smith machine and that could be your home gym. You don't need a whole squat rack if you have that. So there are ways where you can, do it. And there's a lot of good stuff that's available used. And there's a lot of companies that are making affordable gym equipment and affordable commercial gym equipment. There's rings. There's a lot of cool things and kids love to climb ropes. Get some rings and just hang on them. They're great for stretching, great for dead hangs. They're fantastic. Matt says a basic home gym could be built with $500. You'll be surprised with the deals you could find on Marketplace. I got a pair of 70-pound dumbbells for $20 one time. That is a steal. Usually they're $1 per pound or more. If you get like 50 cents a pound would be a deal. And that would be $70, $1 per pound. That's 140 pounds. And if you're buying a pair of 70-pound dumbbells online, you're paying $1 or so a pound and you're paying for shipping. So 70-pound dumbbells will cost you probably $250 or something with shipping, depending. That's another good point. The Wolf on YouTube. Also, you don't have to buy everything right away. I have taken a couple years getting new stuff and adding weights. Yeah, I still have all the stuff. I need to sell some of it because I have power blocks I'm probably going to sell. I have a bunch of things I need to move out just because I don't use anymore. I don't need power blocks because I have dumbbells now. But I bought the power blocks right away. This is like in 2020 when, our gym down the street closed for a week. But I was like, I'm not waiting. I saw we talked about this a lot. I saw the writing on the wall. I'm like, they're going to shut things down. So I went on Amazon. I bought a set of power blocks. I bought a couple kettlebells. I bought some this, that, and the other. And I still have all that stuff. I just added over the years and over the time. And your interests might change. I have a whole bunch of kettlebells. I don't use kettlebells a ton right now, but you just acquire stuff over time and it doesn't have to happen overnight. A lot of people think I don't have $5,000 to buy. Most people don't. You don't need $5,000 to start. You just need a few things. And I think a lot of times if you're not that experienced, you don't know exactly what the most important things are. So you don't know that you can make you don't know what piece of equipment would cover most of those bases, but we talk about that a lot. Whatever I just mentioned, right? A Smith machine or a squat rack, because you could anchor pulleys to it. You can use a bench, right? You could do upper body, you could do lower body, right? A Smith, if you had to get 2 things or 3 things, like a bench, adjustable bench, Smith machine, and a adjustable dumbbells, you could do everything. But there's bands, there's all sorts of stuff. Elizabeth says thrift stores sometimes have good fitness equipment as well for cheap. Sure. They might have step ups or boxes or bands, or people buy gym equipment and then never open it and then donate it or whatever to Goodwill. And they put it out there for $2 and they spent, get some good stuff. You'll find it. Cornholio, I'm going to turn my shed into a gym eventually, then into a gym castle with Papa's tapestries. Oh, you know where to find those.
Castle, isn't it? There are tapestries.
We have many tapestries.
PapaSwolio.com. Turn your gym into a castle. Oh, I like that. TRX. Yep. And things like suspension trainers and TRX, like these are all great tools, and they can be gimmicky. They can be gimmicky if you don't use them properly. But a lot of these things, like I say, if you have a mechanic shop, most of the tools in the mechanic shop are not going to get used all the time. You have the lift, most of the tools that are going to be used are for what? Oil changes, tire rotations, right? You do an alignment, like you're doing the same things over and over again. And then maybe once in a while, someone comes in with an engine thing or a certain more specific thing that needs more work, or specialty tools or specialty parts. But most of it's going to be like, hey, change out the exhaust, you change out the oil, and you drop the pan, and you clean this, and you flush this. It's diagnostic, surface level stuff. And then sometimes you get more specific things, but you have tools for certain parts. So I always joke about this, but you're going to have the 10 millimeter socket that you're going to use all the time, every day. And then you're going to have some more rare pieces. And hey, sometimes you need like an extender. Sometimes you need something in it for a tight spot. Sometimes you need a specific thing, but not often. But when you need the tool, it's there. And the same thing with my gym is certain times I need something. I'm like, oh man, it'd be great if, oh yeah, I have that. And I go and I find this handle that I haven't used in 2 years. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad I have this. I can't believe I have it's perfect. So something that I used 2 years ago that I haven't used in a while, I'm like, maybe I won't use it anymore. Comes in handy. It's like the perfect thing that I need. And sometimes you don't realize when you'll need it. That could also be a reason why you keep things around and you never use them again, but it's hit or miss. But in other words, for most things, you're going to have tools that you use all the time. Some you use sometimes and some that you use rarely, but it's always good to have the tool that you need when you need it.
What's in the box?
All right. We got one more here and then we'll go into balls deep. Joseph Malby, does training till failure bad for building mass? No, it's required. How close to failure and how much volume, how many sets you're doing, that all depends on the programming and et cetera, et cetera. But it's not bad for building mass. You're not going to build mass unless you're training up to and including failure. People's opinions of what failure is like, that doesn't mean you're bleeding from the eyes and you're like, I can't move, and just pulsing at the bottom and doing like 30 partial reps. It just means training until you can't do another rep and then racking the bar or letting the weights down on a machine, or like, you're like, you do your last rep on a hack squat. You're like, I'm not getting another one. And then, you put the supports up, and that's failure. Task failure is failure. There's no such thing as going beyond failure. There really isn't. Failure is failure. There's partial reps, but you still hit failure. There's nothing beyond it. It's just, you're kind of like spasming afterwards. So there's failure, and then whether or not partial reps are valuable. And I think a lot of those things are valuable, and it's good to try, and you understand like what fatigue is. But you guys know when you start doing those drop sets and burnout sets and partial reps, you get a lot more sore. You take on a lot more damage, and it just takes you longer to recover for the next workout. If you're not doing any of that extra burnout, fatigue related stuff, you're not going to get as sore when you adapt to these movements. You're not going to get as banged up, and you're going to recover faster or more efficiently, and you'll be able to produce or expose your body to that stimulus or a greater stimulus next time, progressive overload. That's the goal. But it feels good to push yourself. It feels good sometimes to get a couple extra ones in there. Just if you do it, understand what you're doing and use it sparingly. That way you don't put yourself in a position where it's harder for you to train again. And you'll know this if you have a certain schedule or a certain training protocol, and you'll notice like, hey, I train, let's say you train every other day or 2 days on and 1 day off, and you feel great and you feel great and you feel great. And then all of a sudden your performance starts lagging, or you're not recovering as fast, or you used to be able to do 2 on 1 off and then come back and feel great. And now you're starting to feel a little bit sore still. These are signs that maybe you need extra recovery. You're doing too much volume, or you're doing X, Y, and Z. And these are signs to adjust and to tweak your programming. So I change my split, or I adjust these things. I don't want to say all the time, but very subtly. I might add a recovery day. I might go from 2 on 1 off to every other day for a little bit, and then do 2 on and then 1 off. And then I'll change from upper lower to torso arms or torso limbs. And then I'll do maybe push pull legs for this segment, and then I take a day off, and I go back to upper lower every other day. I just kind of, depending on the flow, depending on my time, depending on how I feel, I'll make subtle changes, but it still comes down to like body parts, 2 to 3 times a week. Certain body parts might get a little bit more priority every other day for a little bit, and some it's twice, most of it's twice a week. All right. So let's get into some balls deep.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's deep.
And training's really not that complicated. Like you train hard, you're trying to get stronger, trying to build muscle. And the whole point is training hard and then recovering so you can come back and train hard again. And if you're training chest hard on Monday, but you're so sore you can't train chest hard again until next Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday because you beat the shit out of yourself. You're sore for a week. It's not as effective as training it hard on Monday and then recovering enough so you could train it hard again on Thursday or Friday. So you're training it hard and giving that stimulus twice a week rather than once. In other words, just spread out the volume. Why do 15 sets on Monday when you could do 3, 4, or 5 sets on Monday and then 3, 4, or 5 sets on Friday? It's just better off for providing that stimulus again. Dig the hole, allow your body to recover, and then dig the hole again. But if you keep on digging deeper, eventually you're in a ditch that's so deep you feel burnt out, and then you're getting injuries, and you're having overuse, and your performance suffers, and you feel exhausted. So you want to recover. If you're training a muscle, you're still sore as hell, and you're training it, you're not recovered. You did too much. And if it's a new exercise, and like, hey, I've always been doing pressing like this with, range like this. You're not doing super stretch, but then for the first time ever, you do a pec deck machine because you went to a new gym and you're getting a full stretch and all the way down. You did the same volume you normally do for pressing, but you're so fucking sore. Yeah, you overdid it. You went too close to failure and did too much volume, and your chest has never experienced that kind of stretch before. So your muscle spindles, everything's kind of fucked, and you're going to incur more damage than if you eased into it more and added it into your programming by doing less volume up front or leaving a rep in the tank and not as much volume because it's a novel stimulus. All right. One more question, then we'll get into a couple of videos. Let's see. Jay Rillo on YouTube went vegetarian for Lent. I'm sorry to hear that. And lost 20 pounds so far because you're starving yourself. You lost 20 pounds because you're not eating food. What are you eating? Tell me you're eating eggs. Any advice on maintaining this eating habit after Easter and upkeeping protein intake? Also dealing with cravings for steak, chicken, pork, etc. Bruh. Answering your own question, dog. Any advice on maintaining this eating habit after Easter? Don't maintain that eating habit. Don't stop. Why would you do that? Why would you give up steak and why would you also dealing with cravings for food? You're starving. Your body is hungry as fuck. That's why you lost weight. You're losing muscle mass. You're hungry. Of course you're dealing with it's called hunger. Dealing with craving for steak. Eat steak. You're hungry. Poor guy's hungry. You're answering your question. I stopped eating steak and I'm craving steak. Yep. I'm glad you lost weight, but you want to lose fat. You don't want to lose muscle. Why don't you just give up vegetables? Just give up vegetables for Lent. So what is the purpose of Lent? What are we doing? Is it giving up something that you like? Is that what it is? I've never done that. So what is this? Andis on YouTube says most of the weight he's lost is probably muscle. He needs meat. I agree.
Get in my belly!
Eat some meat.
Because
You're telling me you're hungry. I mean, if I gave up steak, chicken, pork, I'd be craving. I did that. I went vegan for 6 months because my acid reflux was so bad. I didn't realize I was eating low quality meat. And I also had other bad food habits at the time. This is like 16. This is a long time ago. Like 2009, 2010, something like that. But I went vegetarian/vegan for 6 months. My acid reflux went away, but like I just felt weak. I felt exhausted. So after a while, I was craving meat in my spine. I always say this because it was such a unique feeling. I literally craved meat. I always tell the story. I always say I craved it in my DNA. I felt my fucking guanine and my cytosine just like, fucking give me meat. ATGC, motherfucker. They were like, AT beef me. Beef me. Give me some fucking beef. And I did. But when I came back to eating meat, it was only grass-fed and finished beef. And I've never gotten acid reflux again, ever, from eating meat, ever, because I'm eating quality meat. And I always tell the story, my grandfather, when I first moved to Florida, he always went to a deli. And he was like old school, right? Silent generation, always about like, because when you grow up during the Great Depression, he was born in 27. So when you're like 6, 7, 8, and you grow up and you're right after the Great Depression, everyone pinches pennies, and it's always like, how much is this per pound? And you guys know this if you still have one of those grandfathers and those old goats, right? Cerny, what up? You know, you always look at the plate like, this is the cost per plate and this is the cost per meal. They always break down like the price per serving and the price per meal. I'm like, oh, this is $4.62 per plate. Always doing the calculations, right? So there was this place where you would go and get chicken breast. And this chicken breast, and this is back in, 2008, 9, whatever, 10, same time frame. I would go and they would have chicken for like $1.49 a pound. And sometimes it's on sale for like $1.19 or $1.29. And it's still kind of like that. I don't know what it is now, but it's probably something similar. And let me tell you, to this day, I've never seen chicken breast that big. I've never seen chicken breast that big. And I don't mean this in a good way, because we talk about hormones and meat. These were like mountain lion breasts or something. These were not chickens. Like, we're talking about, these must have been the ones that lost the cockfights because they were like this big. Huge. So it was like, hey, a fucking deal. $1.49 a pound or $1.29. So I would go there and I was like, hey, I want to get 20 pounds. And they would give me all this chicken in like a plastic, this gross, but like a plastic bag inside a big cardboard box. And I would bring it to the front and I would pay for 20 pounds of, or not 20, maybe, I don't know if it was 20 pounds or 20, I mean, whatever. And I'm paying, or maybe I get 40 pounds or whatever. But they were huge. I would just get like, so this is the reason why I would have crazy acid reflux, because these chickens were, I don't know what they were pumped with, but it wasn't corn and soy. I'm sure it was that too, but we're talking like, these things probably had tren. They were probably injected with tren. They were just huge. Huge. It was like, anytime you watch the videos of the hens that are force fed and they can't move and they're so big and muscular, quote unquote, that they can't even stand up. It's like, I know it was that kind of chicken. It's gross, but it really fucked me up. Anyway, so it got to the point where I was doing, because I was teaching trainers and I was showing like ab movements, and you have the big Swiss balls, right? And you're showing, hey, you can get a stretch and get a full contraction. Anytime I would do demonstrations where I was on my back, I would just get like the burning in my throat and I would have to like drink water. I'm like, oh my God. And then I took Prilosec for a little bit, and that was a godsend because, oh my God, I take Prilosec and now I don't have any pain. But you're just masking the symptoms. Like, I speak from experience. So I remember, it was so much of a relief by taking Prilosec, because all of a sudden I didn't have acid reflux anymore, and it felt good, and it was so painful and uncomfortable. And then I realized what I was doing once I looked into it. I wasn't on it for that. I didn't take it for that long, but but I know it works. And then once I realized, I'm eating garbage, and I looked into like what I was eating and watched some documentaries, and it was mostly like vegan propaganda, but it was still true. But it was like, some of these movies and stuff and, videos and YouTube videos and stuff where people are showing like how these things, I'm like, oh, this is disgusting. I got to stop eating this crap. So I cleaned out and I went vegetarian or vegan, no more meat. I'm not eating this garbage. I didn't really know about grass-fed beef and all that stuff yet. It wasn't like popular like it is today, but it was out there. And yeah, once I realized, and I was really starving and really hungry and it was affecting my performance and my well-being, I realized like I need to eat meat, but I need to get the best quality I can. So I would go and be like, oh, this is grass-fed and no hormones and antibiotics, whatever. Never had issues again. So getting rid of that garbage food changed my life. And I think a lot of people do that. They stop eating garbage quality meat and soda and crap and beer. And all of a sudden, hey, I don't feel crappy anymore. I got rid of all that. Vegan is great. Vegetarian's great. For a little bit. I know, for a little bit. It's better temporarily because you're not eating all that other garbage. But it's not the meat, it's the quality of the meat. I'm just saying, that's the illusion. Because people force that and they keep on trying to force a square peg in a round hole. And after a few months, you start getting those cravings like this guy, right? You start getting those cravings. You start getting that like compulsion, like I'm missing something. I'm hungry. But then you have the ideology. If you have the ideology, I wasn't ideological about it. I wasn't ideological about the food. I just I was going for health. I didn't want the acid reflux. But then if you have the ideology like, oh, it's saving the environment and, cow farts and all that nonsense, then you don't change back for your health. You have the ideology attached, right? You can't be a fat acceptance spokesperson and take Ozempic or start doing some more fucking cardio and taking the stairs instead of the elevator and eating steak and lifting weights and losing weight. You'll lose all your following. So if you have the ideology built around it, then you actually box yourself in a corner and you can't change. But I was doing it for health. So when I felt like shit, I'm like, I need to change this. But when I came back, I only focused on quality. And that's what really blew my mind. I'm like, oh, it wasn't the meat. It wasn't the fact that I need to eat vegan, thank God. It was the fact that the quality of the meat that I was choosing was absolute garbage and never had it again. Never had the problem again. Yeah, and this is around the time period where I always said I used to go with my roommate at the time. We would get a pitcher of Ice House beer. They put the plastic bag with the ice in it to keep it cold. Gross. Extra phthalates. Yeah, sweet. Love that. Love extra phthalates with my poison. And then I would eat hot, spicy chicken wings. We'd eat like 50 fucking wings. Tons of sugar and who the fuck knows else in it. Yeah, that was part of my weekly nutrition or weekly diet. You're bulking and you're young. You get away with it, right? You get away with it more than, but this is the thing, you quote, get away with it. I wasn't getting away with it. That's the illusion. And people say, oh, you get away with it when you're young. You don't. It just might it doesn't manifest itself if you've been doing it for 3 months. You've been doing it for like a week or two and your testosterone's high and you're training and you're younger. It's again, if you invest, right? If you have like a IRA or a 401k, it's nothing to look at after like 6 months. Ooh, I've been investing for a year. I've been saving for a year. Okay. It's not going to be the same with compound interest over 50 years. So you don't see the side effects until you're like 40, 50, 60 in the same way, depending on how bad your habits are, right? So if you're 25, 26 and you're training hard and you're eating wings once in a while and you're drinking some beer and you're eating some lower quality food, you can get away with it, quote unquote. It's no different, but it's not the same as doing that for 25, 30 years. You do that for 25, 30 years, you ain't getting away with shit. No one thinks you're getting away with it when you're eating garbage and you're morbidly obese. It's like, you ain't getting away with it. You thought you were when you were $160. Now you're 360. Ain't the same. Yeah. Sterling says the chickens, they're bred for size and can break their legs due to being so huge. Yeah. Some of them can't even stand. And that's absolutely correct. If you look at pictures, let me see if I can bring that up. Pictures of chickens from 70 years ago. Shocking. They're like a fourth of the size. Chickens, old and new. That's not really a good Google search. Oh yeah. It's holy shit. These pictures are gross. Check this out. Look at that. I'm just going to bring it on the screen. So here's an example. I'll just put this in the corner. So this is what Sterling was referring to. And there's a bunch of pictures like this, but just approximate, right? Look at 1957 versus 2005. Tell me this doesn't look like humans. Look at humans in 1957. They look like that. Look at humans in 1970. Look at people. This is 2005. This is old. This is 20 years ago. So the same thing that people look like. Because guess what? People are eating those fucking birds. So no wonder people are obese. They look just like the food that they're eating. Humans have looked like they did in 19. And you look at the pictures of the beach, right? There we go. Let's see. If you look at I mean, this is very limited, but you see pictures of people on the beach and that shows like the thinner people and then all the morbidly obese people. If you look at pictures of a lot of people on the beach, you'll notice that old pictures, and it's hard to see a little bit, but where are the obese people? You don't see one obese person in this picture. All right. It's an older picture. You're not one obese person. Of course, you go back long ago. People are wearing fucking suits at the beach. And when you have a picture like this in one area, right? I know you're seeing a couple girls and stuff, and it's like, okay, that's like 30, 20 people. Okay, that's not a good sample size. But to see no one that's morbidly obese or that looks like shit in one picture, when there's that many people at the beach, most people look like crap. Guts hanging over their suits and stuff like that. Like this is more what you see when people go to the beach, right? You didn't see that. You didn't see that, 50 years ago. So anyway, we did this before. We did this before. The guy that was like one of the fat guys that was at one of those carnivals. You guys remember that one? I forget what episode that was we did, but the guy who was like a freak of nature, like, the fat man. And he looked like someone who is half the size of the people you see at Walmart on average. Old picture of fat man at carnival. Okay, you ready for this? This was a circus fat, and it was world's fattest man. I guess this is a combination of like someone that's at the beach. Let me see another picture. So this is the guy, it's called World's Fattest Man. So this guy was he was like a carnival sideshow. All right. I'm just saying. Yeah, he was fat. But look at this guy. I forget when. But this is supposed to be like world's fattest man. Come to the circus and look at this freak of nature. Look at this absolute fucking freak. You've never seen anything like it. Mommy, look at how big he is. Oh my God. I'll pay to see that for another 5 minutes. Here, take my money. Look at that fat person. That is, you go to the circus to see someone that fat. Let's just pause there for a second. All right. This guy looks like someone you would see anywhere, right? Anywhere. Would you like stop the car? Would you pay? Would you go to a local carnival and pay to look at this guy? I would just go to Walmart. I would just go to, I don't know. I just park outside of Dunkin' Donuts for 10 minutes. I'm just saying, right? This is how far things have come. And people don't want to like address the fact that this used to be such a freak that people would pay to see this. Let's go to the circus. Let's look at this guy. Wow. Look at the fat man. Never seen one of those. Wow. How'd he get so big? Yeah, Mike Thriller. They also had the bearded lady as a sideshow. Now they work at Starbucks, right? Yeah, now it's lauded. Now you have to like the bearded lady. Yeah. So what's this? Let's see what this is. What's this? Oh, no. Let's see what this one is. Circus Freaks? What's this called? On weight. I don't know. Look at this guy. So this is supposed to be like I guess a pamphlet. Look at how fat this guy was. Oh my God. He's so big. This guy wears like a 2X now. Look at this. Like, we agree he's fat, but is that like unusually fat? Is that, wow, that's a circus attraction. Look at how fat that person is. It's not. It's average. Maybe not literally average, but it's closer to average than it was then. Right? Just think, a lot of you are like, man, I was fat for no reason. I could have made $1. Now we have shows that are called My 600-Pound Life. And people get famous for being morbidly obese. I guess that's what they were in the circus. Let's see. Moist Cheese. Man, you guys go hard with the screen names. Moist Cheese. I don't know if I'd want moist cheese. I don't know if that's a good thing. Would you consider grilled cheese moist? Because it's melted, but doesn't it technically have to? It loses moisture because you're heating it. I don't know. Wet cheese. All right. I went vegetarian for like 3 months because of digestion, but I actually gained weight and muscle in that time, like average of 3 or 4 pounds. But I pulled more weight than before. You gained weight and muscle. Well, don't forget you're eating a ton of carbohydrates too. If you're not eating meat, and vegetarian doesn't mean you're not eating eggs, which you get tons of protein and tons of value from eggs. Can you be more specific? And it doesn't mean that you're not going to make progress in the short term. You know, like I said, I made progress and then I fucking flatlined hard because the nutrient deficiencies, like a lot of the nutrient deficiencies from being a vegan, for example, it's delayed. Like, there's certain vitamins and minerals that it'll come after 6 months, a year, 2 years. It doesn't always happen right away. So at least with vegetarianism, if you're eating eggs, you get a lot from eggs. Eggs can save all that, or not save all of it, but eggs make a big difference. If you're not eating eggs, then you're really struggling. Let's see. Andy, let's see. Been going to some of the winter farmers markets near me, found that I like duck eggs more than chicken eggs and found good sellers. I buy my proteins, greens, wild honey, and Mediterranean yogurt. What's Mediterranean yogurt? What's Mediterranean yogurt? Yeah, that's right. Talking about the fat people, that's not far from average, at least here in Missouri. That's not Missouri. That's Mississippi, right? Missouri is M-O. M-I is Michigan. M-E is Maine. Am I correct on that? Mississippi. Let's see. Moist cheese. Follow up on the nutrition. For sure, I did have some fish, but tons of eggs and still track my protein and everything else. Pretty disciplined about it. Yeah, there you go. That makes more sense too. Okay. And again, when it comes down to the nutrition jumpstart and the elimination diet, you're able to customize and see what foods work best for you. It's just crazy and it's unfortunate how many people think they have to eat a certain way and force themselves to eat certain foods because they think they have to, right? And they eat things. A lot of people eat things that make them feel like shit, but they ignore it because like, I'm supposed to eat these vegetables. I'm supposed to eat broccoli. I'm supposed to eat Brussels sprouts. Well, you can eat other vegetables that maybe work better for you. Maybe Brussels sprouts fuck up your stomach. Like if you always feel bloated and it hurts, like don't eat that. Eat something else. Try a different thing. Cook it differently. Prepare it differently. Try it a different way. And then if it's still fucking like, get rid of it. Find something else. You know what I mean? Test these things. So, I'm under no delusion. I don't like carrots, but I'm not telling people, hey, never eat carrots again. I just don't prefer them, in most contexts. I'm not a fan of broccoli. I don't want to eat broccoli. I'm not like afraid and I'm not going to, I'm not in the illusion that no one's going to eat broccoli ever again, but why are you chewing on it raw? Like fucking cook the shit out of it. Make it edible or remotely edible. Jay Rillo, I just caught up. No, I haven't eaten eggs. Nutritionist says I lost 6.6 pounds of muscle total. How's your nutritionist measuring that? With a DEXA scan or what? Also, my primary care physician, who is obviously a nutrition expert, says I must drop my cholesterol and meat is the major culprit. I recommend you check out the book, The Great Cholesterol Myth. Happy reading. Digestion has been good. Well, good. But read that book because I'll let that book speak for itself. All right, let's move on. Let's get into some videos. Here we go. First one.
What's in the box?
First one. Ooh, 12 seconds. It's a short one. That's what she said. It's called Climate. It's called Climate.
And it's really interesting. Climate affects gender. Gender affects climate. And Karin, you can speak to that a lot. You already sort of talked to us about this huge movement that you've created around queer and climate this week.
Hold on, say it again.
And it's really interesting. Climate affects gender. Gender affects climate.
Gender affects climate. I'm moving on. That's the most fucking retarded shit I've ever heard in my life. No, your sexual fetish does not change fucking global, not even weather patterns. No one cares if you want to stick something up your ass. That does not change climate. I don't know what the fuck. That seems like AI, to be honest. We'll call it AI because that can't be real. Safe space from cis women. That's right. That's right. Stay away from actual women. Cis is a slur because it's an insult to women. So if you say cis women, that's an insult to women. It's just women. There's nothing. You don't need to say, it's like saying it shouldn't be grass-fed beef. It should be beef. And then it should be poisoned feedlot garbage beef. Right? I don't like how it's supposed to be, oh, it's beef. And then it's grass-fed beef. Oh, you mean beef that from the animals that are supposed to be eating what they're fucking eating? No, that should be the normal. So there's women, and then there's mentally deranged, mentally ill people. All right, let's watch this video.
Hot take.
Okay, I already know where this is going. You're a dude. You don't need a safe space from women. You need a room with padded walls and probably a team of physicians with clipboards. Probably electroshock therapy. Something like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, like lobotomy style. Make lobotomies great again, right? Milga. Okay, let's start over. Sorry, I got distracted.
Hot take. I want a safe space from cis women.
Gay.
How about that? What if I wanted a safe space away from cis women?
Mental asylum.
Hella microaggression.
You need a safe space from everyone. Everyone. I want a safe space from mentally insane people. I want a safe space from terrorists, criminal aliens, mentally insane people. I would like a safe space from all of those things. I think we all do, don't we?
Make me feel incredibly uncomfortable.
Oh, baby.
Just generally sometimes ruin the vibe.
Oh, the vibe. Shit. The vibe of your sexual fetish. Oh, your autogynephilia. Ruins the vibe of you pretending and LARPing your little tea party. Little tea party.
To some of y'all. Some of y'all are absolutely lovely. And then some of y'all...
Shame.
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 Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn.
I better use my strong hand.
There's Tiny Tuck, Typical Tuck, Total Tuck, and the Tyrannical Tuck.
Tyrannical. That is tyrannical, if I ever saw one. That's tyrannical. We got one more, unfortunately. Fortunately or unfortunately, we got one more. Thanks for being here. Hit the like button, subscribe. Live on Rumble and YouTube, Apple Podcast, Spotify. Let's get into it.
What's in the box?
Always getting balls deep. Always some crazy shit. Always some crazy shit and balls deep. But we laugh, we move on, we go make gains. So hopefully you made gains today. What'd you train today? Drop in the comments. This is called, depressed because of Trump. Oh boy. Oh boy.
I got hairy legs.
I haven't hit that one in a... I haven't hit that one.
Then there's something wrong with you. You're certainly not very good.
All right. Another white liberal female that's depressed. Who would have thought? I'm shook. I'm shocked. My mind is blown. I have no words. There are no words. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Mind blown. Let's go.
I love my life and I love my husband and family and friends. I have
But wait for that. But
I love my life and I love my husband and family and friends. I have so much to be grateful for, but I am also severely
I didn't even know it was coming. But I love my husband. I love my family. I love my friends. Why are you saying, can you imagine your wife saying all that? But that's fucking weird. Just going to say that's weird. Why would you follow all those things that are supposed to be good with a but? But, no. Use a different word. Okay.
I love my life and I love my husband and family and friends. I have so much to be grateful for, but I am also severely depressed, and all of this started the day Trump took office / stole the election.
Who told you to feel depressed? Think about this. No one's doing this but her. And the media and all the propaganda. You know, everyone experienced fucking 1984 in real time. We still are. Absolute propaganda machine. It's been like that for a fucking century. All right. It's been like that for a century. Newspapers always been a fucking grift. New York Times has always been a fucking shit rag. It's always been garbage, right? All these things have just been nonsense for years and years. Just no one knew enough to pay attention. There's tons of books about it. All the evidence is out there. Gray Lady Winked is a great book. Anyway, side note. But I'm horribly depressed. Ever since he took office, why are you letting that ruin your life? You know? Shit happens that's out of your control. But you're allowing it to depress you. That's your fault. No one's fault but yours. I love my life. I love my family. I have so much to be grateful for. But I'm so depressed ever since Trump won and stole the election. Stole the election? What are you talking about? The gaslighting's unreal. From libtards. Unreal. Unreal gaslighting. Okay. Oh, was it Russia? Is he a Russian agent? Someone might want to update her on that hoax if she's referring to 2016. Okay.
Trump took office / stole the election, and I'm on a mission to find myself again. When Donald Trump took office, it severely hindered my mental health. I gained 50 pounds the past year and a half.
Yeah, your fault. This is just a horrific cope. Yeah, you gained 50 pounds. This is all you're doing. Again, right? Can't take any no accountability. No accountability. No responsibility for their actions. Trump, because of this, I gained 50 pounds. No, your fat ass did that. You did it. No one did that but you. No one did that but you.
I've lost so many friends to politics. My anxiety is through the roof. I'm angry all of the time. I'm overwhelmed. I'm constantly in survival mode. Just looking at what's going on in the world.
Stop looking at what's going on. Focus on your family and the things that you're grateful for. You, again, continue.
It is debilitating, honestly. I am over-consuming, absolutely. I know bringing down my screen time is a must, but I'm also...
Good.
I know bringing down my screen time is a must, but I'm also scared of being ignorant and uninformed.
You are ignorant and uninformed. You're afraid of being ignorant and uninformed. However, your absorption of all of this propaganda has led you to being horribly ignorant and uninformed. It's exactly the opposite. You'll actually become more informed by unplugging from that and using some first principles, some logic and common sense, which would go a lot of way here. Where the fuck is her husband at? Where's that tool bag? Lock this shit down. This is only in the unfortunate absence of a man in your life. You have a husband. What? How? Lets you think this nonsense? So he just goes along with it? Is he a male feminist? She looks like a school teacher, so you got that baked into the cake? Yikes. Afraid of being ignorant and uninformed. Well, you know.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Swole. Elizabeth says he's probably with his boyfriend. It's probably true.
So I need to find that line, but bringing down my screen time is a must, but I'm also scared of being ignorant and uninformed. So I need to find that line, but this is my journey back to myself. Like, I have to do this for me. It is consuming me. It is taking every piece of joy I have, and I need to change it. I know there are people out there that feel the exact same way as me. I talk about it so often with a few of my friends, and we're in that weird phase where we hate everyone, but we're desperate for community. And we feel a little lost, so...
Let me explain why you feel this way. Because you've been lied to, and you're convincing yourself, or you've been lying to yourself for years. This is why you feel empty and hollow inside. It's because you've been lied to. You've been eating feces for a decade. You've literally just been force feeding slop down your throat and your ears for a decade. You've listened to lies, deception, and it's all over the place. Yeah, it's both sides. It's one side in particular. But it's really just the machine behind the mainstream media that's been putting out absolute fucking trash for decades. Just hyper focused and more people are hyper aware of it because of social media and everyone has a TV in their pocket. So it's different than switching on the evening news in 1978, you know?
You're seeing this and you're feeling the same way. Maybe this is your sign to take the reins back, find yourself, be happy. Despite all of the hate in the world, you know, we only get one life, and that's what I keep trying to remind myself. This is my only shot to truly live, and I will be damned if Trump takes that from me.
Yeah, Trump's taking it from you. He's doing his own thing. He doesn't give a shit about you, and no one really does. That's why you're upset. Focus on your family. This is another reason why most people, let alone most women, should not be in politics. They should not be focusing on this. You're not supposed to be fucking eye blasting yourself like Clockwork Orange with all this slop. It's manipulative. And just women are much more susceptible to this kind of propaganda. Same thing with marketing, with weight loss and Ozempic and Weight Watchers and Jenny Craig and all these fucking things. Like constantly, fat burner this and look like this way and Vogue and, you know, Bazaar and all these, you know, it's just look this way, wear this, act like this. If you want your man, do this. It's feminism. You're a boss bitch, but you also want to find a man that's this. And it's, women are just they're just fucked around. So if you don't have a strong figure in your life as a young woman, you're going to be really at the mercy of all of this absolute eye hole blasting, ear hole blasting. And it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. And, you know, it's just, I'm not signaling out, but we know as a fact that young women especially, are more susceptible to depression and suicide and issues in all aspects on social media than young boys. And I think it's really just because a lot of young boys, they're on fucking Call of Duty, you know, they're in chat lobbies calling each other slurs, and the women are, you know, over there manipulating, like, look at her, she got tagged and she unfriended me and she's going to this party and oh my God, she texted him and oh, she's at this concert. And, you know, the girls post stuff and they're all manipulative. And this just allows girls to manipulate each other even more and allows this kind of like manipulation to follow you home from school. It was bad enough when you had AOL Instant Messenger and stuff like that, and you would see who's online and their profile would gray out and the door would open and then it would close, or you would see someone was online because their mouse moved, but they wouldn't text you and message you, and they put up an away message and they're like, and that's vague. You know, it's just like this psychological manipulation, and girls do that much more than guys do. So it's just more susceptible to that kind of social outcasting and bullying and so on and so forth. And I don't think it's all bad. You know, when you have bullying and make shaming great again, you know, there's reasons for things, but you also have to be taught to be self-confident, to stand up to that shit. And when you're protected from all these things, right? When you're protected and you have helicopter parenting and teaching and things that, you know, no bullying, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. People are protected, like, oh, that's bad. Protect me from this, you know, someone saying something naughty. And then in the future, you don't have any of the tools to say sticks and stones. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words would never hurt me. We all grew up with that. Anyone that's watching this that's remotely close to my age, or in your 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever it is, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words would never hurt me. And now all it is just fucking words and people crying about things people say. It's like, shut the fuck up. Stop being a pussy. It's not that complicated. It's words. Get over it. People have free speech. You don't have to like it. Stop listening to it. The way you feel when someone says words, that's on you. You are having an opinion and manifesting a physical emotion and a physical response to words, sounds that came out of someone's face hole. And oftentimes it's letters on a screen. It's in print. Oh my God, it's got to be true. I saw it on a screen. I saw it on the interwebs. It's like, shut up. I don't know. I look at this stuff sometimes and I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'm just, I don't think I'm nothing special. Maybe I'm uniquely equipped to not give a fuck about people saying negative things. It's like, you know, different things are going to hit you in a different way. But, you know, I definitely grew up in a time and with media and with technology and with the internet and chat rooms and stuff where people just said ridiculous shit. So I'm used to it. It's just like nothing new. You grew up playing shit online and Command and Conquer and Red Alert and Call of Duty or Halo. And yeah, what are you going to say that's going to hurt any of our feelings? You kidding me? You kidding me? Sheesh. People get canceled for 1% of what we would say online. Yeah. And then if someone's elected, oh my God, I gained 50 pounds. Like, I'm not going to let Trump take my happiness. What are you talking about? You did all that yourself. You did all that yourself. There are things that are objectively true, and then there's your opinions about what objectively happened. So this is the difference between both quote unquote sides. Forget Democrat, Republican. Let's use logic, truth. And when I say truth, like facts, let's just talk about actual facts, right? Facts, common sense, logic. Okay. There's one side in this world, whether you want to call it Republican. I don't really think it's like Republican, Democrat. It's really just people that pursue actual facts. And it's okay if you have a certain opinion about facts. So you can have the facts of a situation and then have an opinion about that. It might be wrong. It might not be the right opinion, but at least you're having an opinion about the objective facts, right? And that's what's important, the objective facts. But you have the mainstream media and you have all these outlets and things like that. The propaganda, which actually lies. They're not providing facts. They're not giving you their opinion about facts. They're giving you different facts so they can leverage it for power and for authority and for manipulation. And that's evil. So it's unfortunate that you have one group of people that wants actual facts. And again, you can have a fact. You can listen to a podcast and you can hear someone be like, I don't agree with that person. But at least you're agreeing like, hey, this thing happened. This is how it happened. Here's what happened. And that's a tough thing about AI and video and audio that can be manipulated now. And people don't really know, hey, is that AI? Hey, is that doctored? Hey, are those pixels adjusted? So it's harder and harder to understand what the facts are. And people are all too ready to jump to conclusions. And I think the most important thing, we talk about the 7 pillars, mindfulness, right? You need to make sure that and understand all the 7 pillars. These are things that you can control. These are the only things really that are in your power. And maybe not completely limited to, but these are the foundational things that you can control. You can't control what other people do. You can't control other things, but you can control your community based on meditation and removing yourself from situations or hanging around with more positive people or stopping to hang around with toxic people and getting those people out of your life and those things out of your house and so on, your environment, nutrition, training, recovery, mobility, mindfulness. All these things are in your control. And you can't control what other people say, can't control what other people do, but you can control how you manifest that and how you react to it. And it's just really important. Yeah, Andy says, I love my life, but I hate Trump so much that I can't enjoy it. Then you don't love your life. Like, you're letting one person, and come on, unless you're like unless you're involved, Trump is like he's like an image on a screen. You just see videos of him. Like, I know some of you have gone to rallies or you do this kind of stuff, and you've seen him in person, like, okay, he's real. But it's like, he doesn't have a direct impact on your life. Like, he really doesn't. The federal government, most cases, it's not a real direct impact in your life. It's more local, right? It's local government. It's more your neighbors. It's people around you. It's your town. It's your community. It's not, 1,500 miles away or 2,000 miles away or on the other side of the world in a different country. It's like things you can't control. You can't control what the government does with the military. You can vote and be like, hey, I vote for this. I vote for that. Aside from that, what else are you going to do? I'm not saying you can't make a difference. My point is you're internalizing and manifesting shit. If you're not going to do things and be an activist and try to make changes, okay, you're just going to sit there and have all these like reactions to it, like just stew and get angry. If you're not going to do anything, if you're not going to actively do anything about it or say anything about it or take any kind of action, it's like, don't let it affect you. If you can't do anything about it or you won't do anything about it, then why are you stressing about it? Why are you internalizing it? Why are you making it? Why are you allowing him, Trump, like as she was saying, to control your life and to control your emotions? It's really fucking weird. And she nailed it. She nailed it. She absolutely nailed it. Like, she needs to get off the fucking internet. Get off the internet. That's true. That's true. Elizabeth, that's a good point. It's another good talking point. Can I screenshot this for fuck's sake? Where is it? She says, the media only shows you what they want you to see. So those images and videos still aren't completely realistic. Yeah. And this goes even with algorithms. It's showing you things based on, and when like a person like that, that's unstable, like we were just talking about, you have people like that aren't able to handle these types of things. And the internet and these algorithms are always going to show you things that kind of aggravate you, that get you riled up, because that's just what keeps people engaged. It's going to keep you on the app more. If you're frustrated, like, oh my God, I got to answer that. Like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? That movie sucks. Like, I hate that fucking movie. It blows. I've done it too. I see like reviews or something. I'm like, that movie sucks. You know, I saw that. It's garbage. You know, whatever. I disagree. You know, everyone's had that kind of like experience, but that's what the goal is. It's not, oh, look at the cute puppy. Oh, look at the cat. Internet used to be cat videos. Now it's always hate and anger. Like, can you imagine what this? You go on any news site and it's just negative, negative, negative. Oh my God, this happened, this happened. It's never anything positive. But then you turn it off and you go outside, the sun's shining and there's butterflies. And it's like, you go to the beach or you go to the, you go to the park, or you go for a walk, and it's like, oh, everything's great. And most people are not crazy. You know, most people, if you have a functioning society or your town, it's like most people are not insane. Most people or many people are not plugged in like this. They're just doing things and going through their lives. So when you go online, it's actually a very small community of people that are hyperactive, plus tons of bots and shit. So most of the stuff you see online is just artificial, and it's manifested by, you know, bot accounts. A lot of it's not even fucking real people. So these people are getting angry at comments and posts from that are just completely fake and completely AI generated. More than people realize. There's a lot. It's really bad. Really, really bad. No, I wasn't talking about you. I wasn't talking about you. I love my life, but I hate. No, I was referring to that woman, not you. I know what you meant. Okie dokie. So we have Swole card, and then we are doing the throwback. Hashtag SFGs. Let's give this card away. SFGs, SFGs, SFGs. We got a winner. Who's this? Who's that? We're going Telegram chat today. Who is this? Who changed their name? Who's Moldy Jabroni? Who's Moldy Jabroni?
What the fuck is that?
Who's that on Telegram? Can I see the history of who changed their name? Who changed their name to Moldy Jabroni? I know it's probably someone. Who did that? Who is it? Anyway, Moldy MJ is Moldy Jabroni. That's me. I know it's you.
Matt Damon.
Moldy Jabroni responded and said, "That's me." Yes, Moldy Jabroni. Who is you? Who changed their name, or you knew and you just decided to be Moldy Jabroni? Who changed their name? Is that the new way to get a Swole card? Is that one of the mats? You just change it to Moldy Jabroni? You can't do that. You can't just change your name and win Swole cards. I landed on you. I decided to go to the Telegram chat today after scrolling through the Rumble. Who is it? I want to know. Anyway, Moldy Jabroni. Take a shower. Send us an email to support@swimmers.com. Swole card 3610. It is Matt for sure. 3610 in the subject. Your mailing address in the body of the email. I like it. It's a good name change. It's accurate. So I think you should keep it. And it deserves a Swole card. So landed right on it. I'm like, who the fuck is Moldy Jabroni? All right, throwback time. Moldy Jabroni.
Tries to make you feel ashamed for enjoying your food, whatever kind of food that is. And you know the vibe that I'm talking about. It's when people say, wow, you're really enjoying that, huh? I know what you're trying to say. Like, I know what the fuck you're trying to say.
You're fat.
It's their shame that they're projecting onto you. They see someone who is enjoying their food, and that makes them uncomfortable because they never let themselves enjoy their own food.
I enjoy my food all the time. I just don't eat garbage, and I'm not morbidly obese.
Gotcha, bitch. And if you want, you can tell them this. I am sorry that someone made you feel some type of way about food, and that food is hard for you.
Right. I have to feel bad about myself for calling it like it is. That's right. I forgot. I got to pretend like I'm the problem. Oh, someone made me feel bad. Oh, someone pooped in your cornflakes. All right, fam. Thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow for 3611. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. You can't hear? You couldn't hear the video? How'd you not? You guys couldn't hear that? Couldn't hear the video. Let me see. Let me see why.
Tries to make you feel ashamed for enjoying.
You can't hear that? Can anyone hear that now? Because it's playing, so it's not on my end. It's playing audio.
Your food, whatever kind of food that is.
No, we don't care. Can you hear that now? It's playing audio. All right, so Elizabeth can hear it. I don't know why that wouldn't have played. Now we can? I just did the same thing. All right, I'll play it again. Oh, well.
Tries to make you feel ashamed for enjoying your food, whatever kind of food that is. And you know the vibe that I'm talking about. It's when people say, wow, you're really enjoying that, huh? I know what you're trying to say. Like, I know what the fuck you're trying to say.
You're fat?
That's their shame that they're projecting onto you. They see someone who is enjoying their food and that makes them uncomfortable because they never let themselves enjoy their own food.
I enjoy my food all the time. I just don't eat garbage, and I'm not morbidly obese.
Gotcha, bitch! And if you want, you can tell them this. I am sorry that someone made you feel some type of way about food and that your relationship with food is hard for you.
Right. I have to feel bad about myself for calling it like it is. That's right. I forgot. I got to pretend like I'm the problem. Oh, someone made me feel bad. Oh, no. All right, fam. Thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow for 3611. Enjoy the rest of your day. Glad we got that sound working. Appreciate all of you. Subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow for another Mancast. Peace, McGee's, deuce, Magoose. Ya boy, Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I gift rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like...
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's the bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies, you children popping.